Hi, I'm Dr. Donna Coriel, and I'm the founder of SoMeDocs. We held a speed networking session earlier tonight, and we asked our attendees, what advice do you have, or what lesson have you learned about writing? It could be about writing posts online, and it could be about writing a book. Share your tips with us. And here's what they said.
The one thing I have learned when I sit down to write is don't think, just write.
Well, I think for new writers, whether you're writing about online, like on a post or blog, or writing a book, you should tap into your inner passion.
I will say that if you are a writer who is submitting to different platforms or publishers or anything, get used to hearing no. And the more you hear no, the more you'll grow.
What I like, what always, strikes me is what Elizabeth Gilbert said. And she said, you show up at the same time, at the same place, and just whether something comes out of your, pen or not, you just keep doing it. And eventually the muse will know that, hey, you're going to show up at 9 a.m. at this office, at this place, and the muse will start showing up. So I always like that.
Expect to be rejected, probably more than you're accepted, and to keep going, that is normal.
My one piece of advice for budding writers is to be honest and true to yourself.
I'm recently starting here, but so far it's to be accountable and to join a writing community, which helps with finding community, but also keeping accountable and also bring you that praise that you really need in the beginning before you're ready for all the rejections that will come.
Writing gives us the opportunity. When we write, we get so much more out of the writing process than seems obvious. It's not just about getting our story down. It's how it affects us. It's how we grow.
So my piece of wisdom is to not let the critic's voice silence yours.
For those of you who are interested in writing, just do it.
You need to know your media, particularly when we're dealing with social media. For example, I've been doing a lot on LinkedIn, and the goal of LinkedIn is not to put a poster up. People just fly by that, put a lot of words, they don't necessarily see it. The goal is to make connections and to network.
For everybody who is planning to write their book, stop waiting for the perfect time. It's never going to come. Start writing, commit to a small amount every day.
My writing tip is a reminder that your story matters. You have a unique vantage point, and you are the only person who can tell your story.
When we let the fear of not being enough or the fear of writing get the best of us, just remember your greater why.
I'm fairly new into this writing journey, but even towards the beginning, I can tell that I often feel like there's something else I could be doing or should be doing. And the advice I give myself and other newbies is just to sit down for that time that's put aside and actually write.
And what I would say is don't be afraid to incorporate your personal experiences and professional experience into your work. It ends up being very relatable to your readers.
Write your heart and soul. Don't be afraid to write about your innermost thoughts and even about religion. I wrote a good piece for SoMeDocs about the divine and spirituality in medicine that made my mom cry. So I'm very grateful that was published.
My writing tip for everybody is a marketing one, and it's to say that the best time to be marketing yourself for new clients or for new projects is when you don't think you need to be doing so.
So my writing tip would be just to get a lot of feedback. I know it's hard to put out something you've written and ask people for comments and criticism, but get feedback from people who know your voice and people who don't know your voice and people who love you and people who maybe don't love you, just so you can get well-rounded feedback.
So my writing tip, sort of as an early career writer, is giving myself time, grace, and no pressure to write, because I think learning to write is a craft, and that, just like learning medicine, it requires effort and learning.
To put it simply, just start. If you have a thought in your head or an idea in your heart, just jot it down. You may put it in your drafts. You may use it. You may not, but it's there for you to expand upon if you are moved to do so.
My writing tip would be, before you ever begin writing, to be willing to look at what your beliefs are about your writing, about the value of your voice and what you have to say, and to be willing to release and revise your limiting beliefs so that you can have the freedom to write whatever is present for you before you ever begin.
As Isabel Allende says, pick a start state and make that sort of your intention to start writing. I would say I found that really helpful, and also to have people around you who keep you accountable and make sure that you're staying on track even when your motivation lags.
Mine's not so much a writing tip as it is a reminder about writing, that it is also a process of reflection and healing, not only for yourself, but also the others who are going to be reading your work.
So there you have it. I hope that you join our next speed virtual networking session. Join us at doctorsonsocialmedia.com.